Hello, UpRisen here. Final Fantasy VII is a highly customizable RPG that allows you to swap between 9 characters, with many weapons, armors, accessories, and a nearly infinite combination of materia to play around with. Well, what if we threw all of that out the window and asked ourselves, can we beat the game if all we're allowed to do is standard attack? To accomplish this, I've modded the game to give every character a Fury Ring as a starting accessory, leading to the challenge, can you beat Final Fantasy VII with a permanently equipped Fury Ring? Here are the rules. Fury Ring must be equipped on every character for the entire game. I'm only allowed to use the initial weapons and armor the characters start with. All materia must be removed from characters and its use is prohibited even outside of battle. And lastly, no running from encounters, cause we ain't no bitch. Our run begins by spending several minutes adjusting the game's settings and text box color. After this is done, our run begins by naming our main character Madge. Shortly following this, our run begins by joining our next party member, Angie. After our meetup, elevator ride, and a lot of OSHA violations, our run truly begins. The Guard Scorpion, the first boss of the game. Surely with the increased attack given by the Berserk status, we'll be able to handle this. Okay, let's try that again. Crap. Okay, Barret in the back row, and light magic, easy fight. We easily outpace the timer as we escape, dispatch a few guards, and get caught by the train we're trying to catch. Arriving back at our hideout, we cutscene our days away, and before we know it, our third member, Pissed, has joined the team. We head off to board the train, jump off when the lights go red, and make our way to plant the second bomb. Totally first try the button pressing minigame, and off to our second boss. There's nothing to say about this fight, it's over in just a couple of attacks. Waking up in the church, we meet our fourth member, Steamed, who gets to let out her murderous rage at some unsuspecting guards. A man, the girl of his dreams, and a fixer-upper house. The American dream is alive. See a low-poly version of Pissed carried away on a, carriage, and follow after in a sequence we'll just call Pretty Bar Loud Stress Up Fun Time. Whew! Now that that's done, on to our third boss. I forgot to heal Steamed here, but it doesn't matter as I managed to pull off the win with no losses. Straight into our next boss, and the first one I was mildly worried about. He isn't the threat, his pyramids are. If all 3 characters are imprisoned, it's game over. Luckily, Pissed frees Madge while she's the only free character alive, and the fight goes smoothly. Remember to buy the batteries and bust on in. 5-stop elevator, and since we're too mad to sneak, we fight the guards 4 times to clear them out. Yes, that's a thing you can do. The tower carries on normally until we get crabby, and this thing scares me. The sample has 1,000 HP and each of his balls have 300, and he revives them when they die. I die here. A lot. And rename Krabby. A lot. So I'll back off slightly and gain a few levels. Okay, maybe that's too much. That's better. Maybe we're closer to leveling up. Maybe we aren't. I end up resorting to the most dirty, underhanded technique I know.
Can't believe this schmuck plays on wait mode.
Yeah, wait mode made this dummy easy. After cleaning that up, make a save and do a couple of levels of grinding. Okay, not that much. Alright, we'll speedrun the last few Midgar bosses. Only Barret can damage this thing, and only for about 90. It's close, we nearly win a first attempt. Die. Second attempt goes poorly, so I forget to backward the party. Third time's the charm, and it goes down. New CEO escapes on a golden parachute, and Motorball tries to run me out of town, but stalls just short of the finish line. The flashback is the flashback, and the only thing I've noticed is that Sephiroth just doesn't care about being berserk. Casts his spells normally. Head out to the swamp and totally run past first try. Now, it's ninja farming time. How long would this take? A minute? An hour? 3 days? With rage acquired, it's off to deal with bottom swell. And after rage nearly single-handedly takes the monster down, we skip ahead to the cargo ship and our next boss. Genova, more like just no, yeah? Get in the van, kids. We're going to Disneyland. We adopt Peeved, the world's worst mascot, and decide to test our luck in the battle arena. Go to jail. Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200 gil. Oh, Hi, Dine. It's close, but Angi's the fastest arm in the West, and we take the win on our first try. Just checking these guys off the list. Planetary Bioscience! This spider gets crit 5 times, so that's neat. Talk is a bastard to the nth degree. Multiple targets, high turn rate, high damage, and magic damage that backring won't reduce. This is gonna be a long one. And it's not even close. So it's time to get a couple of levels. At level 27, we managed to have enough HP and good enough RNG to survive with 7 HP. It's not even hard. Now we grab everybody's favorite, not a vampire. Yeah, this isn't happening. On to everyone's favorite, not an abuser. But first, Materia Keeper. And yep, he has high HP, does a lot of damage, has Trine, and worst of all, Cure 2, with each use of Cure 2 being 5 attacks negated at this point. Swap Engi back in, and since this cave is dark and full of terrors, we head for greener pastures to farm. Level 30 might do it. Maybe I can beat Lost Number. Nope. But maybe. Nope. Materia Keeper again, and it's looking much better. With good RNG, we should be fine. See? Told ya. Captain Furious tells us his sob story, and we head straight into the next boss. I wasn't expecting much, and yet, I was still let down. But I'll take a free win when I can, because I know it's about to get much, much worse. And splash. Might as well knock out Rage's side quest now, not like the missing materia is gonna hurt me. Oh no, my materia! Well, anyways. And I died to a normal encounter. Several times, actually. Chase Rage around until it's time for our next boss. Poison. Check. High magic damage. Check. Still goes down in one try. Rage tries to invalidate the challenge by equipping materia on the party, and her reward is an attempt at the pagoda. I think she's learned her lesson. I know what's coming, and I'm not going into that temple before Steam is at least level 34. But just one more little try versus Lost Number first. Okay, well, since that's finally over with, we'll pick up Annoyed, who'll replace Steamed after she, goes away. The battle arena breaks my weapon almost instantly, but Dio still feels bad enough about the whole sentencing innocent people to death thing, and gives me the keystone and we ride to the temple. Prove that brute force beats careful skill any day, and straight into the mouth of a dragon. A worrying fight that I would have likely lost if it had gotten an early crit or chose to be a little bit less even with its damage spread, but I'll take a lucky win and move on out of the temple, where nothing could possibly go wrong. First attempt goes poorly. Hopefully, that's just a fluke. Second attempt is much worse. Could be in for another long haul. Or third time's the charm. Introducing our final team. Madge, Annoyed, and Furious. We move straight into our next boss with no need to level up. The only thing that would be scary about this fight is she uses Aqua Lung twice, because the amount of leveling up I would need to do to survive that would be more than I was willing to put in at this point. So we'll just full sin, and she only uses it against us once, and we walk away a stronger party than we arrived. I forgot you don't get healed in the previous section, and have a very scary encounter, but after it passes, it's off for fun times with snowboarding. Ice climbing. And two-headed wait. Forgot about snow. She counters with ice too, but it's no match for the burning anger inside of my team. This might be a problem. High damage magic attacks and counters on top of an 18,000 hit pool per head means it might be back to grinding. Even with focus firing one head and getting nothing but crits, I could only take out one of the heads before death. We'll stop at level 50 on Madge and go ahead and limit test for a couple of attempts, and we're still miles away. There is one thing I can try before grinding more levels, but you aren't gonna like it.
Can't believe this schmuck plays on weight mode.
5 more levels coming up. Several attempts later, and the biggest problem with this fight is becoming obvious. They very frequently focus their attacks on a single target so that when the AoE attacks start coming out, that character dies, leaving the fight unwinnable. And the worst part, 1800 damage from the deaths of the heads. Few more levels are gonna be required here. level all the way up to 60 and win with just 144 HP left on Madge. Pissed is forced onto the party and only at level 48, so Annoyed takes a little break and we struggle our way through till Genova. Even with Pissed doing 1,000 less damage than the other members in this fight, the bare minimum power it took to beat Skizza was more than enough to earn an easy first try win here. Madge goes insane, Colossal Cannon catfight, Furious takes over, and we make our way to Fort Condor. We wait until we see the whites of the enemy's eyes before we attack. This guy's not really a boss, but I like the way he looks, so enjoy. I've got a train to catch, and the catch? I don't have to win this, so one try is all it's getting. Yay, the town is saved, I guess? Back to Madge. You really can't lose this. Madge is back and we head for Junon and on to Carry Armor. Well, this thing sucks. Lapis Laser is over 1,000 damage to everybody, and he can grab 2 members at a time and deal constant damage to them until I game over. But level 65 and an amazing attempt later, I beat him. Second try. Fly straight over to Rocket Town for Rude. I don't even turn off Speed Hack for this fight. It's over this fast. Become the first man, woman, and vampire to go to space. Grab Bugenhog and wait an amount of time that is too long for Diamond Weapon to approach. Well, as you may have been suspecting, no, it is not possible to beat the game with Fury Rings equipped the entire time. Diamond is immune to all physical attacks till his chest opens. For this fight, I'll have to remove the Fury Ring from Annoyed and use his level 1 limit so that the fight is even possible. Even so, this fight is a challenge. Diamond Flash puts all characters to 1/8 of their current HP, meaning that after getting hit with it, you can survive at most 1 shot before death. Many retries for crits and targeting RNG are required. Leave for a level break and go fight the Turks. Reno can confuse my characters and does so twice, but both times they break themselves free and the fight is won with no issues whatsoever, leaving the Gelnica open for my grinding. But the fights take longer and the average XP is worse than outside Medeal, so I fly back over there for level 75 and retry Diamond Weapon. 30 attempts later, and this is my run. Perfect. Cue the heroic music and parachute down into the final encounter with the Turks. As always, fights with multiple enemies suck, and I split damage, making me lose my first attempt. Elena's confusion attack causes me to deal massive damage to my own team, but on my 3rd attempt I managed to focus the damage onto Reno and take the W. This guy is one of the biggest letdowns of the entire game. All it has going for it is a high HP pool. It doesn't deal anywhere near as much damage as Diamond, or the Turks for that matter. It does have a secondary target jammer armor that's a waste of some of my hits, but I get a good focus on it and it goes down very early, leaving me to just watch as I whittle away and think about what I'm going to have to do for the next boss. Also, the battle kind of fades to black because the death happens on the field. Multi-phase, multi-target, status supplier. This would have to be a very RNG heavy win. First attempt sees me get to the final phase, but he sleeps and poisons the party, leaving me to lose. Second try, I'm poisoned instantly in phase 2 and lose right at the start of the 3rd phase. Combo is the dumbest move in the entire game. Hits 4 times, poisons, and can sleep on the final hit, so you can be permaslept. On attempt 7 or so, we get a great phase 1 and almost a perfect phase 2 possible. Phase 3 starts really good with avoiding a poison application, which in the end is a difference maker. I walk away and head for the last XP farm of the game and forget that movers don't give XP in vanilla. Well, back to Medeal it is for a couple hours. Get up to level 96 before I'm tired of the grinds. Alright, this is it. Let's mosey. I'm sad. I thought this was going to be harder. I thought it was going to be a matter of getting great RNG. Perhaps the 20 level grind I did just sapped the last bit of fun I was going to get out of this challenge. I've never wished more for a harder challenge than right now. Well, I instantly regret that thought. 5 targetable areas, high magic damage, AoE attacks, poison. Bizarro does not disappoint. He clears my berserk status sometime, letting me control myself, which is fine because it's can you beat the game with Fury Ring, not can you beat it berserked. I don't outdamage the front's healing, so I need to destroy the side cores. And if he doesn't, Aurora fends me before Heartless Angel starts, I cannot survive. Even then, the flanks can't outpace the revival of the head and arms, so the battle just isn't winnable like this. So we do some off-stream grinding with the Black Chocobo and everyone gets to level 97, stock up on X potions. We come back for a very good run and finally take him down. There's no way around it. This fight is just not possible under these conditions. He two-shots any characters, and even if I somehow dodge when Supernova hits, it drops you down to a minimum HP before applying a pile of statuses. So, instead I gave everyone their best weapons and armor for the fight with status protection, junction materia, and beat them just for fun. Then, the game crashed at the start of the final fight. But, Match was going to hit him and kill him, so that's it. It's over. With a total game over count of 134 and 18 hours of playtime thanks to using the speed hack. Adjusting for that, I'd say this would take over 100 hours. Overall, this wasn't a terrible challenge. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, it's mainly just grinding levels and waiting for decent RNG in fights. The enjoyment I got out of it was figuring out what the win condition amount of RNG was, and then watching that happen. And with that, we've risen to the challenge. See you in the next one.